guys, happy Friday. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you my full foundation coverage tutorial, which is really great if you have acne or dark spots like I do. I've always had really bad skin, and I know how badly it can hurt your self-esteem and give you really low confidence. Wearing makeup, it covers up the problem, but you have to realize that self-esteem really comes from inside. Now that I'm older now, I really appreciate the importance of having really high self-esteem. The most important thing is how you feel on the inside. And I think that becoming confident over the years has really helped me become a lot more outgoing and not let acne ruin my life. If you want to see how I cover up my acne and dark spots using foundation and a little bit of orange concealer, then please keep watching. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get my hair out of my face and start to apply some primer. I'm using the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I've wanted this primer forever, guys. I was coveting this primer like no other. But I am so glad I bought the small version of this primer for $18 versus the full size, which costs $50, because this primer is not worth $50. I don't get it. Everyone loves this primer and says how it changes their makeup forever, but that was just not the case for me. I think this is a good primer, but I don't think any primer is worth $50. I feel like primer is not the part of your makeup that you should splurge on. And I'm also going to prime my eyelids. I'm using the Wet n Wild Fergie eyeshadow primer, and this is actually an amazing eyeshadow primer, guys. I used to talk about how much I loved the Smashbox eyeshadow primer. I think this is just as good as that one, and I think it costs $7 at the drugstore. This is a really good primer, and I'm just so in love with it. I don't see myself buying a high-end primer again. There are so many options out there for drugstore products that are really good or just as good as high-end products. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the NYX Orange Concealer, and this is really, really orange. When I first saw it, I was when I first used this primer by itself, that was such a huge mistake because this is way too orange for anyone. I don't know why anyone would just apply this straight to their face like I did, because I was one of those people. Because when you put your foundation on top of this orange concealer, you look like a pumpkin. So what I'm going to do to make this a little bit more wearable is mix it with my Tarte Marajuca Creaseless Concealer. And this is actually a godsend for me. When I first bought this, I was disappointed in what color it was, because this is actually Tarte's darkest color. It's a color deep, and it's too light for me. I used to just use it as a under eye highlight color, but I actually really like mixing it with the NYX Orange Concealer. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna squeeze this onto the back of my hand, just a little bit of that. And then I'm going to take a brush. I'm using the IT Cosmetics, I think this is called the Duo End brush. I'm using the concealer end of this brush. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the NYX Orange Concealer, just like that. Get a little bit of that on your brush. And then just dip it into the Tarte concealer. And what that's going to do is kind of dilute this scary orange color and make it a little bit more wearable. And I'm just going to kind of dot that onto my dark spots. And it's actually kind of a miracle that I'm showing this to you guys right now, because I used to be super self-conscious about my acne. Growing up, I was the first girl in my grade who went through puberty, so I was the only one in my class who had acne, and it was just really hard, you know, going through that kind of alone. I've had really bad acne ever since I was in the 7th grade, which feels like my entire life, but it's really not. But the funny thing is that over the course of the past few years, I've just gotten so much more comfortable with my face. It's really weird, because actually wearing makeup has made me more confident, just because I'm way more in tune with my face, and I don't feel like I have to wear makeup every single day, even though that might sound kind of weird. Seriously, the older I've gotten, the less I care about what people think of me. And it's just the most freeing feeling. The sooner you can stop caring and just, you know, have confidence, the happier you'll be. So now that my face is nice and primed and covered in concealer, you can kind of see how it's not as dark as it used to be. The orange concealer kind of cancels out the darkness on my face, so it kind of blends in more with my skin tone. So So I'm gonna let it dry a little bit and just start working on my eyes. When that's done, then I'll put on my foundation. Okay, now that my eyes are finished, I'm gonna move on to my foundation. I'll be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, guys. This is like the best foundation ever. I use MAC Pro Longwear, the MAC Studio Fix. I've used Makeup Forever, but this is the best foundation I've used. Especially when it comes to covering up acne and hyperpigmentation. Like, this is a great full coverage foundation. I also have really oily skin, and I love how this makes me really matte, but it's not drying. So what I'm gonna do is pour a little bit on the back of my hand, and using a regular triangular sponge, I'm going to take a little bit of that foundation up and then just pat it. Really important that you pat it onto the skin. Now, I love my beauty blender. Like, I've talked about that in my blog all the time. I have a blog, by the way. It's springsummersam.com. And I love the beauty blender, but if you want to have a full coverage look, I really advise you use a sponge like this, because the beauty blender has a tendency to pick up a lot of your foundation. So it can really sheer it out and make it not full coverage. I don't do this foundation look every single day. This is for a special occasion, like a wedding, or if I'm gonna be somewhere I need to look great in pictures, I'll do this, but 99% of the time I just use my beauty blender. I think for every day, it's totally okay to just have a little bit of blemishes showing. Like, it's totally natural. Like, almost everyone has blemishes. So if you have acne and you feel like you're the only one, like, trust me, you're not. Like, everyone has skin imperfections, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, it's totally natural. So like I said, I'd only advise you do this full foundation look, like if you're gonna be somewhere really special, or if you really need to. And now I'm just gonna pat this in a little bit more with my beauty blender, just to make it really even. So, as you can see, my face looks really nice and covered. It looks really even too. So now I'm just gonna blend that down into my neck. That's basically the gist of this foundation tutorial. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup. So I'm gonna do my under eyes, I'm gonna do my eyebrows, and like all that stuff, and I'll show you how the final product looks at the end of this video, so stay tuned. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big old thumbs up. Remember, I'll have the list of everything that I use down in the description bar below, so check that out if you'd like. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I upload a new beauty video every single Friday. And find me on social media. I am at HeySamShine on Twitter and Instagram. I would love if you tweet me. I'm on Twitter all day, every day, so I would totally tweet you back if you tweeted at me.